What's going on, everyone? My name is Tim and this is the Warehouse Series. First, I want to say if you're new to the channel or new to selecting, go check out this video right here. It's called A Few Minutes. I get constant questions because I push Discord a lot on this channel and you want to know why, go over here. This video is only 2 minutes long. Go over there and watch a few minutes and watch that Discord. It's just going to give you a quick overview of what's going on over there at Discord before you go and join Discord if you've never seen it before. The other thing I want to say is I appreciate people who supported me on buying my shirts. I love these shirts. They turned out really nice. I am making no money on these things. I'm breaking even once I ship them because I'm paying for shipping. So I am literally breaking even on them. I actually lost a couple bucks on a couple of them, but it's not the point. The point is I appreciate the people who bought them. So I'm really not pushing them much, but if you're interested, you can instant message me over on Discord. All right, guys, so if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that I have the biggest pet peeve of putting cases in a certain direction in this certain part of the pallet. I've been talking about this forever, and I'm actually going to do a whole video on this. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this right here. All right, so I just set these up. It's like, so the X is what we love to do. So if we had a small case over, like let's say we have one case, we started on the left side of this case over here. Well, this is how we stack our cases in this part of the pallet. I don't know why. And I told you, if you ever found a picture that was going to prove me wrong, please show me. I am yet to find one. I could take 50 pictures of these a day in our warehouse. The last picture I'm going to show you on this video today is actually a well-built pallet, but I'm going to still show you some downfalls because of how they built this pallet with the case like this in the middle. So the check mark is what you want. Big, strong cases facing towards the middle of the pallet, facing on your corner. You want these cases on your corner. You do not want them in the middle of your pallet. So that is one example. Here's the other example. Once again, X on people that like to do this. You're giving yourself, now this case is a little bit wider, but if let's say we had a long, narrow case, you're giving yourself a smaller surface to build on. I hope that makes sense. So if my case is only this long, or this wide rather, and it's a long case, if I put a case on that's longer, it's gonna rock into the middle of the pallet. The only way we're going to get this case to work is if the inside is equal to this side. We need cases facing inwards. So once again, if you want to put a case like that in that part of the pallet facing in, I still disagree with this, but this is the way you want to do it. You want it facing towards the middle. Why do I disagree with it? Because this is a corner piece. I tell people all the time that I've trained in the warehouse, I see them selecting around the warehouse, and I see cases like this in the middle facing the X-way or directly right in the middle of the pallet, right in the middle of their pallet. And now you force small cases around the whole perimeter when you stick a big case in the middle. And I tell them, I said, I get excited to have cases like this for corner pieces. And then you guys waste them on the middle of your pallet. I don't get it. So with that being said, let's take a look at some examples. All right, so my first picture I want to look at is this one right here. All the red dots are the cases I'm talking about in all these pictures I'm going to be showing. Now, this oatmeal, or the oats in the middle of this is not the greatest tragic case that's going to cause us to have a bad pallet, but it did cause us to stand a case upright. These Scott paper towels, they did tie them in, but they tied them up higher. If we did not have this case like this, all the way down this pallet, where there's three cases are stacked on top of each other, which look like cereals, that Scott could have been tied in right there. So it could have been tied in at a lower point on this pallet, and we got this column stacked over here. I'm telling you, and then and I put my red line right over what I want to describe, but the oats is here, the Quaker oats is here, and on the inside, you could barely see a case peeking back there. It's white and like teal color. It's shorter. So if we were to take a case, now see how they put the loves on top? They just had to keep stacking straight up with this. They could not tie in because they're inside. I guarantee, because here's the oats. I get a case, I go to put it on, and it's going to rock in. Okay, I hope you're understanding this. Put a case on the oats, it rocks in. The only way it's going to work is if you're even. If you have a case that's higher, now you got your case leaning outward. You face that oats in, now I got this whole entire surface of oats facing towards the middle of the pallet that I can set another case right on top of. I hope that makes sense because we need to stop this. Next picture. We did it with the deer park down here. Why is that deer park not on the corner? Why? Please tell me why that deer park is not on the corner. That Deer Park is a perfect corner piece to tie in those two Arizona tees. And then we take our V8 that's hanging off the side and give us this edge that's pushing out, because we did it again with the Gatorade up here. We take that V8, we turn it facing towards the middle of the pallet, and we got ourselves a nice square pallet. Nothing pushing. Why do we like weak corners? I just don't get, to me, this is common sense, guys. It really is. It really gets to me, because every new selector, if I've come off ignorant, I'm sorry. I just don't get it. Every new selector selects this way. I can literally snap a picture of every single new selector, and they're all doing this. That Deer Park should be on the corner. That Gatorade should be on the corner. That small water should be in the middle. That small V8 should be in the middle. I hope I'm making my point. You're pushing your pallet out on the side. Every time you put a case like this in this part of the pallet, let's go on to the next picture. All right, in this one right here, I really apologize. Like I said, I take these really discreetly. I try to be discreet about this, and that stupid post through the rack, it got in my way. But the back of this person's pallet was rocking out because the bags, guys, bags come in a 5-block. That is not part of the 5-block. All right, put this bag on a corner or put it facing towards the middle. That is what we're talking about, following the block. This is not following the block. All right, we got dog food comes 3 bags facing in and 2 bags facing long ways. That's a 5-block. So why would we stick it like this on this part of the pallet? We want it facing, if you're putting it that direction, it needs to be on a corner, or you need to be facing this towards the middle of the pallet. The dog food is a problem. Here's another dog food right here. All right, we have a nice square pallet, but look at my red line. We are rocking because we put stupid bags like that in that part of the pallet again. And then these dog food bags that are on the corner here have no business being on the corner unless they're up higher and not stacked straight up and facing out the opposite direction. We want less of this bag because these are not really compacted bags. They're very flimsy. They're in this packaging, not great. So they have those as a corner on your back corner to boot, or actually that is not their back corner. I don't think so anyhow, but still, they're not meant to be on the corner. They should be up higher on the pallet. These bags that are facing this direction should have been on the corner of that pallet, and those smaller bags should have been on the inside. Really be careful about stacking these bags, those small dog food bags in the corner of your pallet. But like I said, we're leaning. There's nothing good coming out of this. Let's get on to the next picture. All right, guys, this one here, I actually watched this person do this pallet. So my comment with my red dot in the middle, that was the first case they put on the pallet. There was no case on the right. There was no case on the left. That was the first case. And this was someone that I trained before. And I just looked at that case like perfect corner piece, heavy, flat, big case, perfect corner piece. Why we stuck it in that part of the pallet, I don't know. I just don't get it. So the box on the left, I would have left there. I would have put that red comment on the other corner and stuck those little cases on the middle. We want little cases on the middle, big cases on the corners. And I got my black arrow pointing to that case that's just peeking up. It's up on end. It's dryer sheets and it's up on end. Guys, we do not have to fill in every single block. And this is what you get because they built the inside out, all right? They keep shoving small cases down in these little gaps. My small cases go right in the middle of my pallet, stacked up the front. I want to save this where that he has that black arrow, or the black arrow pointing to that case. I want another strong case pointing inwards. I love how the Arm & Hammer's facing towards the middle of the pallet. Great job. Now, if we would have got a case right behind that to do the same thing, it would have been great. Do not stand cases upright. Let's get to the next picture. Once again, I don't get it. The charcoal. Why are we stacking it like this in this part of the pallet? It needs to be in the corner. Guys, strong middle, weak corner. Strong middle, weak corner. We want a strong corner and a weak middle. We do not want strong middles. Next one. Bam! Come on. Bakery bags. They come in a 5-block. They do not 5-block like this on the pallet you're picking off of. Why are we stacking them like this in this part of the pallet? Guys, comment below what your fascination is about this because it's absolutely crazy. You cannot build a good pallet like this. I promise you, it's not happening. What are we putting on this back corner now? Because where he's at, he's circling the corner and we got bags galore coming up. So now your 5-block turned into a 4.5 block, 3.5. I don't know what the heck's going on here, but I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. Let's get on to the next picture. All right, and that last picture I want to talk about is the one I told you that is actually really built well, and that's this one right here. So let's go over why I still don't like this. All right, because I said even if you build a good square pallet like this, you're forcing yourself to tower your corners. You're forcing yourself to have weaker corners. Where obviously the red dot is the case I'm talking about. And I don't agree with all these slippery tidy cats or fresh step, whatever these cat litters are, do not put them on their sides. All right, you want less of a slippy surface on that pallet. You have more of a chance of these sliding off and pushing your corner away. Do not put them on corners. If you're going to put them on their sides, make sure they're in the middle, surrounded by cases. I keep them upright. That's another thing I don't get is all the cases on their sides. I could get just as upset with the cases on their sides that I can with this. But anyhow, my black line, even though we had a good tie-in up here above that red dot, okay, where the box is at, we had a good tie-in. And I also like that they kept the same direction going because we have a lot of weight on our corners and we needed to tie in as much as possible. The only thing I would like to see is on the pallet like this, it's almost impossible to not tie this stuff in. When you get bags on top of these bakeries and that, guys, you can move and shake the contents of those bags around. I tell you, I said before on this channel, when I come out of the 48, which is our dog food and stuff like that, and I come around the corner, if I cannot get level after my bags, then I shouldn't be building cases. Where my black line is, that's where they should have got level. Not all the way up here at the top of this pallet because, and a good thing they wrapped this pallet good. Now, I don't know if they had to wrap it while they were selecting, but the back corner is actually pushing away with it wrapped. It might be hard to see in this picture, but it is. And the box on top of the yellow bucket down there in the corner is actually buckling. So if we could have tied this in and took more weight off of this corner, we won't have to worry about cases buckling. It's another reason. It's just you get easier time to do weight distribution. This box, it's a perfect corner piece. I would have been on my back corner or on my front corner. And, you know, guys, that's it. I mean, I just, even with a well-built pallet, this is still not good. Let's go on to the last picture. And this is the same picture. And I'm just showing you, we got column up the front, column up the back. And we do finally get a tie-in, but yeah, there is nothing good that comes out of building with that case. Like I said, you could tell, and I also could tell that this selector knows what they're doing. All right, they know what they're doing except for two things: doing this and putting those litters on their sides. I disagree with those two things. Other than that, it's actually not a bad pallet, but I guarantee that they wrapped this while they were, because this looks like pretty thick wrap up above here. So something tells me they stopped and wrapped this pallet before they took it to the dock. Guys, I am not trying to be ignorant on this. All right, I'm just telling you right now that if I could, like, that was the nicest pictures that last pallet, that was the nicest pallet I've seen in the last 200 that I have looked at with cases like that. I'm telling you it doesn't work. Not trying to be rude, but I am stressing to you, the next time you throw boxes on the floor, do not stack cases like that. Start stacking them towards the middle, and you tell me it's not easier. All right? Please let me know. If I'm wrong, then I will stop talking about this subject, but I'm not. I know I'm not wrong. It drives me nuts. So that's it. I welcome you to the channel. I hope I am making a point with this. Please try to build the other way, because 99% of you guys are building this way. So try to build the other way and tell me I'm wrong. All right. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day.